3 letters, man. SGA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The rise of a young guard in Oklahoma City.
One of the best parts of the playoffs is when one of the league's rising stars breaks out. Sometimes it's some cat going from good to great. Sometimes it's a cat going from great to amazing. Regardless, high intensity, high stakes basketball brings the worst out of some and the best out of others. Now, I'm not sure SGA is going to get that chance to perform on this stage, and all I can say is that's a shame, because I think we'd have some serious conversations coming out of the playoffs if SGA gets to put up his 30 a night with some winning basketball. I think we'd be talking about, is this kid better than Ja? Is this cat as good as Luka? Because that's how good he's been.
I could get crazy. I could get over-exaggerated sometimes with the comps. I'm getting some serious deja vu. Didn't look like it from day one, but has looked like it from year 3, man. It's gonna be a problem if we let Shai into the playoffs. The last time we had a young guard, only guy on this team who was getting buckets, averaging 30 points a game, almost leading the league in scoring. Young cat at the 2, Black Jesus, Michael Jordan, the 1986 playoffs. But honestly, yo, I don't want to comp Shai to MJ. I mean, their games aren't necessarily the same, but I could see Shai going in as the 8th seed if they somehow find a way to sneak it in. But if Shai gets an opportunity, man, expect him to go off like MJ in the Boston Garden, going for a light 60 piece in the playoffs, setting the record as a rookie. I don't expect 60 from Shai, but I could see him putting on a Michael Jordan next playoff.
Man, and we saw that stat line that he put up last week, the 30-point line that no one other than Michael Jordan himself has put up. So you're not the only one seeing that cat in OKC do his thing. But bro, there's only one thing more interesting than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's ascension to soon-to-be all-NBA guy, and that's how he's gotten there. I mean, he's slashed his 3-point attempt. We're in the era of the 3-point shot. There's no guard taking less than him on his volume. It's crazy. There's others averaging 30 points per game right now, but none are doing it like him from the guard position, shooting over 50% from the field. Unheard of. Maybe it's the fact that he plays for OKC, but I can't help but feel like he should be talked about a whole lot more than he is.
I mean, SGA, the future face of the league that nobody's talking about right now. This guy is able to manipulate games really on his own. I mean, he's getting some help from Josh Giddey, a couple other cats. Lou Dort, we know what he does on the defensive end, but Shai's the star, man. He's putting up 2.5 3-point attempts in a league where guys are putting up 8 and 10 on average, right? He's not crazy good from 3, shooting 35%, but this is alright. He said, brush the shoulders off. I don't need to shoot from 3 if I'm a big boy and can get it to the cup. And that's something he does very well. His mid-range game is insane. Shai looks like a 90s player, a 2000s player in the 2020s. This guy is a walking bucket. I mean, his 5th year, he's really figured himself out. His team is starting to win a lot more games than they did in previous seasons. Dude, Shai is him.
I know, and that confidence is at an all-time high. If you don't believe me, check out those pregame fits. That's not gonna lie to you, okay? He came in with that stacked 2018 draft class. It was Trey, it was Luka, it was DeAndre Ayton still in all the headlines, and he quickly fell behind, to be honest. Luka with that amazing rookie year campaign in year 1. Trey with that comeback averaging almost 30 points per game in year 2, all while Shai fell to the back of the sidelines down in Los Angeles. But then something happened. Kawhi Leonard changed the landscape of basketball, deciding he wanted to go back to his hometown and rep for Compton. And when Shai got moved to OKC for PJ13, that's when things changed. He got to play with the point guard, Chris Paul, the mid-range assassin, and I think he took a thing from 2. Where does his mid-range game come from if not from CP3 himself? A year later, he got the keys, CP3's out, the offense is yours, the city is yours, Shai, go wild. And he did that. Here we are 5 years later after that draft day, and he's past Trey, and he's coming for Luka's heels.
This guy is 4th in the league in scoring. The guys ahead of him, some big dogs. I mean, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, right? All playing less games than him. So if Shai Gilgeous missed a few games, his scoring average might be a little bit higher than the 31.3 that it is right now, man. And the funny thing about it is, for a guy who we said almost shoots no 3-pointers, right? We're talking about putting him up at about 2.5 a game. He is 4th in the league in free throws attempted. And you look at his free throw percentage, man. This is a young guy who's shooting 90.5%. If we rounding up, this is 91% shooter from the free throw line, averaging 31 points with only 2.5 attempts from 3. This guy is a dog. He's basically telling you he's getting to the cup, I don't know, 14, 15, maybe more times a game.
It's crazy. And I was looking at the year-over-year change. How did this jump happen? The anomaly is he shot 80% from free throws last year. That's a 10% jump. That's huge. But the form is the same. He's averaging 30 points per game now. Almost less than 2 more shots a game. The efficiency is insane. He's took what he did the last 2 years and seems to have nearly perfected it. And that's the scary part for Shai. He just keeps getting better. That's why I brought it up earlier. If he gets a playoff round to have his PG-13 moment, dunking on Birdman, playing the Heatles, this is an OKC team that has no business winning games. Yes, Josh Giddey's been good. I know they have that rookie forward that's making a late push for Rookie of the Year. This is not supposed to be a winning team, but what he's doing, get on my back, I'm gonna take y'all to the promised land. It deserves some love.
It does. It does. I mean, very rarely we see a guard shooting 50% from the field. I mean, this guy lives in the paint. He's shooting 35% from three, 50% from the field. Around the trees, around the Giants, he has no problem living around there. Shai's been an inspiration to watch this season. I mean, it always shows you might not be blessed with the best team or the biggest market, but guess what? You can make do with your situation. And make do, young fella is doing. We ain't even talk about this full season averages. We just caught up on the score. I mean, the guy's putting up 31.3 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists, getting the little dishes out to the teammates, shooting 51% from the field, 35 from three, 90% from free throw land. The PER is 27.2. Yeah, Shai is him. He's him.
He's him.
He's him. You know, dude is fifth year in the league, but for some reason, it really only feels like his third. I mean, due to the injury seasons and the little time spent with the Los Angeles Clippers, you sometimes forget about that part of Shai's career. But I mean, nonetheless, Oklahoma City's got a bright future with Shai at the front. Let's just see if they'll be talking about this guy with the proper title he deserves, the future face of the league.
All right, guys, before we get out of here, we want to tell you about the best men's hair care and grooming company in the game, EvanAlexanderGrooming.com.
Yes, sir. You asked what EvanAlexanderGrooming.com is, I'm going to tell you, well, they're one of the best hair care, skin care, beard care site on the market. When it comes to follicles, they ain't effing around. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the checkout, put promo code hoop_plug_ at checkout. Get that nice 15% off. We ain't messing around with the 3s and the 5s and the 10s. We talking about 15% off at EvanAlexanderGrooming.com. Supporting them is supporting the plug, which is supporting yourself. Guess what, folks? Don't ever play yourself. Ty, you got any more things you want to add in before we get up on out of here?
Nah, as always, let them know where we put that flavor.
Guys, put some flavor in your ear.
Peace.
Peace.